Hi, Charlotte. I'm Kim Gaffett, the OVF Naturalist with the Nature Conservancy on Block Island. And this is another installment of Art and Nature, where we bring the nature to the artist and learn a lot about the bird while we're trying to draw it. We just got this bird this morning. I'm a licensed bird bander, so I'm allowed to capture live birds. This was in my mist nets, and it is the first migrant of the season for me. My normal banding season will start in a couple of weeks, but always the first ones are either Northern Waterthrush or a black and white warbler. And I was telling people, maybe, you never know, maybe we'll get a Northern Waterthrush today. And sure enough, it's like Carmack the magician. So one of the great things about this is a type of warbler. It has a long, thin little bill for snapping insects out of the air.
Yeah, getting the shot. Yep.
And look at these beautiful feathers coming down along its flanks. Beautiful yellow wash. So the Northern Waterthrush has a companion, another species closely related that we sometimes get called the Louisiana Waterthrush, but they're much whiter. It has a white wash and a much heavier white eyeline, whereas this has a just off yellow eyeline. Look at that nice eyes, very alert.
Beautiful.
And this is a young bird. It has brand new, maybe if I go like this.
Yeah.
Brand new plumage, so its feathers are very sharp and clean. It's very well kept, this bird. Let's see if we can see those feathers in the wing. Oops, he doesn't want to. Let's see. The thing about the wings, they have many feathers, and they have the primary feathers, which are the first 10 that start out here, and they're kind of pointed. That's their primary flight feathers. And then these down here are the secondary feathers. And you can see the shape of the wing kind of makes a little dip, a little corner there.
Yeah.
And then these last 3 right here, they got a little edging on them. When I pull it out, you can see they're right up here, like where your shoulder.
I see that.
Those are the tertiaries. So these primary, secondary, and tertiaries. And then these feathers right here, you can see them pretty well, I think. Those are the coverts, and they cover the shaft of the feather to protect the feather, the leading edge of the feather. And then these are the rectrices, or the tail feathers. But really the best thing about this bird is its beautiful stripy, streaky, nice beautiful plumage. You get that eye line right there. Maybe get a nice sit still for a minute for the artist.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can just pause this and get a good still.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the thing about one of these is I just love these little wispy feathers that are coming off the side.
Is that for like a juvenile or
No, it's just not necessarily. It's just that its feathers are so fresh they haven't had time to wear away yet.
Oh, okay.
And he can tuck his little wing in there or not, or he can tuck the feathers in. But quite a beautiful Northern Waterthrush. I'm so happy. I feel like, the migration is going to start soon. And maybe we'll take it over and show it a little closer to Josie.
The artist here, Josie Merck. Again, thank you.
I'm doing my best to come up with so many different colors to create this beautiful olive, dark brown olive.
Oh, there you go. So you got a nice shot of the back of the bird.
I need to make your beak a little longer.
A little longer,
Little insect beak.
Wow, this is this way, Charlotte.
Yeah, I'll get him. Okay. I'm sorry, Kim. I didn't catch whether it was a male or female.
I can't tell.
You can't tell. Okay.
The males and the females look the same in this species.
Okay.
So only in the spring, when they're in their breeding condition, when the females have a brood patch for incubating eggs, only then can we tell if it's a female. So this is a hatching year, though. We call all birds that are hatched out of their eggs this year a hatching year, whether it was in June or July or April. So, and most birds this size, their average, I'm going to move them in the sun a little bit, their average lifespan is about 5 to 6 years, maybe less, 3 or 4, if they make it the first year. the first year is very dangerous for a bird. It has to learn to fly, it has to learn to feed, it has to learn to avoid predators, it has to migrate great distances, and so over 95% songbirds don't make it their first year.
Yeah. So where do you think this bird's headed?
Oh, I was just going to look that
okay,
up.
sorry,
Here, let me,
here we go.
no, that's okay. I brought the bird book, and I want to just make sure you can see that here. So here's, oh yeah, I don't know if you can.
6
Yeah,
inches.
I'm
Is
just
that,
looking.
Kim? 6 inches.
6 inches, probably, yeah. And you can see the Louisiana waterthrush there. We don't get that nearly as often as the Northern Waterthrush.
I can really see the difference in the color there.
And let's see what it says. It says the range is Alaska, Canada, northern edge of the U.S., winters mainly in American tropics.
Okay.
And its habit is swampy, wet woods, except for when it's migrating, and it's so happy that it found Black Island instead of the deep blue sea. And he'll probably reorient it. When they migrate, they actually want to, let me see, it's probably,
He's got, I'm going to go look over what Josie's doing here.
when they migrate, they want to stay along the coast, because if they get tired and land on the ocean, they won't survive. And that's why a lot of boats, you hear a lot of fishing boats and sailboats, passenger boats. They will often report birds landing on decks during the migration time because they've been blown off. Where do you want me?
No, that looks good.
Okay.
I think we got a good, I just want to get a good frontal shot.
Get those streaks there.
And do they ask what
You
to
can
do?
hear somebody chipping over here.
Do they ask for your help?
Not usually, although I do have a friend who works on the Endeavour, which is a research vessel that your University of Rhode Island has. And he takes bird seed with him on his voyages in the
I
fall.
love that.
And a bird feeder. He's a great, and he will actually be known. He has sent pictures to an intermediary friend, who then says, "Kim, what is this?" And then I ID it for him. And look at that beautiful. Look at that.
What a contact to have. Kim.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I'm just so happy that he's I guess the bosun, which is the person who's ahead of a lot of logistics and making sure everything's there and on board, and he helps with make sure the machinery for the scientific instruments work, and it's sort of like the all-around.
What does the Endeavour do?
It's a research vessel out of URI, so it goes offshore, and researchers contract for time on it. So, and it's part of a coalition of different universities have an investment in the program.
Worse than your house. Wind
Yeah.
from the north.
Yeah. So different, it could be University of Maine, it could be different places in this area. So they schedule and time on board to do whatever research they're working on. And some it might be marine animals, others benthic communities, others might be, and they go all over. They go down into the Gulf, they go out into the Atlantic, they go up to Nova Scotia and beyond.
What is a benthic community, please?
The benthic is the bottoms, the sand, the substrate on the bottom of the ocean. So lots of things live there, worms and shellfish, and anything that is settled and attached to the bottom is a benthic creature.
See the top of the head.
Yeah, shall I show you the back? That you seem to be getting confused there.
Yeah, no, very calm. It's interesting how they're so calm in the hand.
Yes.
For the most part, because it depends on the breed.
Yeah, it does. It depends on the species. Some are more active than others.
But he likes to listen to Kim, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also, yeah. It's been, this is going to be, I think, my 35th year.
In bird banding?
Helping bird banding. Of course, I
Wow.
didn't do much at the first other than help put up nets and learn to take birds out of the net. And I learned all of that from Elise Lapham, whose family have donated the easements at the Clayhead Trail System. And great mentor. The banding station here started in 1967. So it's one of the longest running banding stations in New England. It's not the longest. Manomet up in Massachusetts is longer. And I think the Kingston station at URI is a year or two older.
But all the information that's
Yeah.
been gathered through there is
Yeah.
just it's amazing.
Right.
And you can see all the trends and everything
yeah.
with migration.
Yeah, and what we see are a lot fewer birds, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not only in overall numbers, but some species declines are pretty significant. We also get, occasionally we get a species in Rhode Island that we haven't seen before. I think it was in 2017. No, 2011. We had a Swainson's warbler just landed in our bird nets, and it was the first record for the state of Rhode Island.
Wow.
But that's a southern bird, and it's slowly moving its range northward. So by looking at these long-term data sets, you can see, population dynamics changing. And
due to climate change.
yeah, the climate is getting warmer. So same thing, consider the Carolina wren, which we think of as an everyday bird here, has been moving northward, and they're not particularly hardy in the winter, so if we have a hard winter, they suffer. And cardinals, same thing, have been moving northward. The first one on Block Island was in 1957. And now it's a totally resident bird now.
Really? I was, because where I grew up, cardinals were, that was further south. So
Further south, yeah, and I think cardinals are really just making it to Maine on a regular basis.
So that's interesting also just, to think about the migration, the importance of Block Island as a stopover,
Right.
all the habitat.
We have this great habitat full of berries and things that are ripening that they eat, which they eat to build up their fat. We have lots of ponds. They need water, and they need cover to rest. And if they're on Block Island in the fall, the northwest wind front probably pushed it offshore, and it really wanted to stay on the mainland. So it gives it like a little oasis. It's like, oh my God, I see land, and it lands on Block Island where it can rest, feed up, and then reorient back to the eastern seaboard. So places like Block Island and Cape May and Sea Island, Georgia, all these little, very promontories or islands off the coast become very important stopover places. And Block Island is certainly known as one of the best places for fall migrant birding.
Oh, Josie, I like your bird here. So you have some writing as well, as always. Oh,
the bill, as Kim always points out, is significant to identify the bird. So whether I have it in the right proportion or not remains to be seen. He had his feathers ruffled in the breeze, so he looked bigger before. Now he's coming in smaller. The eye is a little too big, but that's okay.
But it's very prominent, isn't it? And then you have that eyebrow, that nice yellow eyebrow there.
It should go back a little farther. I decided to work in colored pencils today because I could be faster and try to create this indescribable olive green.
What is that color? If I put it in the sun, is it
let
better?
me just see. I'm
So
gonna try to. I'm got my shadow.
Many things.
Yeah.
At least 6 colors put together come up with some kind of olive.
The Northern
Whoops, I got a
Waterthrush.
little close to you. Sorry there, guy. It's like I'm not going to.
Now, Kim, you were describing a little bit the difference between a water thrush and a warbler. It is in the warbler family.
It is a
It's not-
warbler. Yeah, it is a
Okay.
warbler.
And
it's
they
just
call it
part
that
because this has many features of a thrush. It's got long legs. It's a little bit bigger. It does eat spend more time in the lowlands, like underneath the shrubbery in a pond or a river. So not so much time in the trees up above, which is typically the canopy is where you get most warblers. So this is a little bit lower. So it has lots of features that are thrush-like, and its name is developed to be the water thrush. But it is a warbler, and I'd like to.
And the
Can we
water
show
part,
his legs at all, or is that difficult?
Yeah, I can show his legs. So
Oh yeah, there's his band.
Yep, there's his band. It's been banded this morning. Want me to come out there where it's light?
We always can read the numbers on this.
That's good.
So they all have identifying numbers, correct?
Right.
Gail?
This band has a 9-digit number on it, and I can't tell you what it is.
That's okay. Yeah.
Let me bring it out in the sun.
Sure. Yep. Okay. I'll come follow you.
Okay, I can. So it's amazing, this little band. This is like the eye test. It's 2870. That's its prefix, and then the rest of it is 52261. So this is individual. They come on strings of 100. So this is 61 of this series, and hopefully another bander will find it. I always like it when the return information is from another bander. That means that the bird survived to be handled by another scientist.
Or maybe you spot them again in your nest.
Yeah, that could happen.
Following year.
So today, I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're looking good there.
Today, when I was banding up at the Ocean View Pavilion to get a few birds and see what the season is like, had about 20 birds, but of those, one of them was a song sparrow that we banded in 2017.
Oh, great.
No, wait, not a song sparrow, sorry, a catbird that we banded in 2017, and we've had it every year since then, including this year, so I'm so happy we banded this year, at least a day.
So you got that one bird.
I got that
you
bird, that's the only return, but that's a return bird. That means it's been gone for a whole season. Catbirds don't spend the winter here. They migrate and go to places like southern Rhode Island. No, they go from southern Rhode Island to southeast United States, into the Gulf Coast, and down into Central America, possibly sometimes as far as Panama. But then they come back to wherever they were hatched, usually, or in that area, and they migrate back. And what's amazing is that bird, the catbird, weighed 36 grams.
Okay.
And which is pretty light. That's just over an ounce. Ounce is 28 grams. And that bird migrated back at least 6 times.
From the southwest.
From the southeast or Central America, the Gulf. Over 1,000 miles, and it comes back not just to New England or Rhode Island or even just Block Island. It comes back to the field at Ocean View Pavilion.
That's amazing.
And so all of these, when I band at the banding station on Clayhead, I get a lot of return birds there coming back to breed, and but I get very few of my Clayhead birds at the pavilion and very few of my pavilion birds at Clayhead.
So localized.
Yeah, very specific. This is their home. Now this guy won't, since he doesn't nest on Block Island, I'm not likely to get it back. I'm not likely to get the migrants back, because next year he'll be a smarter migrant and stay on the coast.
Unless he's blown.
I just love this feathering.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Now we're getting a really good color, the sense of the color on the back of the sort of olive.
It just sort of depends on the light so much.
It does.
And feathers are really interesting. They their color isn't always just pigment. A lot of times it's the structure of the feather itself reflecting and refracting light, so that you see in the light colors that you would not see unless the light was hitting it in a certain way. And one of the things that's most known for is indigo bunting, very blue, but it's not blue pigment. It's just the refraction of light against the feathers and their particular chemical makeup, which is amazing. But as usual, I digress from one species to another.
That's okay. It's all interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do now? Are you just gonna?
We're going to. We'll probably stop the video and then set it on slow motion.
On my video, sure. So we're gonna pause
because I don't think you can.
I don't think I can
change
switch,
midway.
but why don't we do that and then we'll do a slow mo?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
For the release.
Okay, so Josie, are you at that point?
I'm gonna take a couple of photos though first.
I'm
okay.
fine.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pause this now.
There he goes.